Man, I just saw myself on the Tron. Not looking too good, am I? Unfortunately, after all the attacks I've suffered the last couple of weeks, I've picked up some minor injuries, which has me in bandages and forced to wear this stupid mask. However, as long as I wear it, I'm eligible to compete. You see, why everyone I know is attacking me, I don't know. But let me tell you something, I do not fall. Big Boss found out the hard way. And you're going to need more than a Christmas miracle to keep me down. So whoever jumps me next, throw your best shot because I will stop at nothing to become world champion. And speaking of which, last week I was rushed off in an ambulance against my wishes and could not compete in the main event as a result. But I have been screwed out of a world title chance before, and I am not doing that again. So Teddy, Wilson, anyone with the power to give me the chance, give me the title match because you know I deserve it. I will fight everyone on the roster if I have to. Just give me the chance that I constantly keep getting robbed of. Brad, listen to me. You know I think the world of you. And I know you deserve a title shot again. But you need to be patient. You're in no condition to be fighting, never mind at a world title level. So, if you won't listen to the doctors when they recommend time off, listen to me. I'm not just your former manager. I'm not just your GM. I am your friend. Listen, if you're serious about fighting tonight, you can. If you want, for tonight's main event, I will put you one-on-one with Jake Griffiths. And if you beat him, I'll make it a triple threat at Christmas Clash. But please, Brad, take some time off and come back. No one will think less of you. You know I can't do that, Teddy. Book the match. I know you don't agree with this move, but I know that this is the move that I have to take. I'm sorry, Teddy, but I had to make this choice. I admire Bruiser Brad's enthusiasm, truly I do, but I don't think he's getting anywhere in that type of condition, and it doesn't look like it's going to get much better for him if he decides to go through with tonight's main event. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Darren Jacobs, and welcome to another episode of World Internet Wrestling. We are just 2 weeks away from the Christmas Clash pay-per-view and what will be the last pay-per-view of 2018, and we kick things off with another qualifier for the women's captaincy of the Mind Games team that, of course, will be taking place after these next few pay-per-views. We're looking for a women's captain. Catherine Albright put on a show last week, but she couldn't get the job done against Brooke Danger, Miss Money in the Bank. This week, it is Brooke's turn. Brooke Versace will attempt to step in and find her place as the team captain of Team Fight Night, but these two of the Hive, or these three of the Hive as it should be, of course, still don't know where Tashley is, but they seem to be working together pretty well, these two, without her, but unfortunately they couldn't get the job done last week. Brooke Versace, though, very much the leader of the Hive, will be hoping that she can get the job done this week. And like I say, Brooke Danger held on really in that match. She was just lucky she was able to find a finishing touch when she did, because she struggled for long periods in that matchup. But tonight, she goes up against someone making her 2K19 debut. It's a former Fight Night Women's Champion herself, And the sister of the chairman as well. It is Shannon Austin. The most successful Austin in terms of in-ring competition. Already a former champion and now looking to captain the Survivor Series team as well. Shannon, don't let the selfie stick and the dressing up, well, not even that much dressed up, I guess, but don't let all the fancy stuff fool you. When she's in the ring, she's one of the strongest women you will ever encounter. And she has an amazing skill set to back that up. You do not want to make this woman angry. That is for sure. But tonight, she has a huge opportunity to get herself in the match. Remember this, the winner of this will join Brooke Danger and the winner of next week's match in a qualifier to become the captain. And that will take place at pay-per-view. Bell rings and away we go. And Brooke Versace, of course, recently just had a match with the women's champ Laura Stables, who I can confirm will not be defending her championship at pay-per-view. Referee forcing the break there. Shannon able to oblige, but only for a second as she backs Brooke straight back into the corner. Of course, Shannon Austin hasn't had as much beef with the Hive as the women's champion has, and as Miss Money in the Bank has. But, of course, the effects of the Hive since they joined the Fight Night women's roster has been very obvious. They've done an incredible amount of damage and inflicted a lot of harm. So it is completely understandable that they're not exactly favourites, which is why I wonder if having them as captains are good ideas. Although, like I said last week, you can't deny that both Catherine and Tashley and Brooke as well have shown they can be fantastic wrestlers. So no surprise they'd want them on your team. I'm not sure if having them as captain is the best choice though. And as for Shannon, like I say, former women's champion, we don't have many of them over on Fight Night, since Laura Stables has pretty much dominated the scene. Of course, Laura Stables, as I mentioned, will not be defending at Christmas Clash. These three will be these two competing right now for the captaincy, but they're awful close up the ramp here. I thought maybe considering a count out, but she does toss them back into the ring, and at a count of 8, the count is broken. And Brooke has made a big impact in a very short space of time since being on this women's roster. Oh, and a nice boot to the jaw there. Very nicely done by Shannon. And yeah, in such a little amount of time, she's made an instant impact. She's shown that she can be a top star. Hasn't been able to acquire the women's championship, but she came in, formed what's been a dominant group of the Hive, and the Hive have helped take her to the top. But every time she gets to a women's title fight, she hasn't been able to muster up any kind of victory or a way to beat Stables. And who can blame her? Because when you're fighting Stables, you're preparing for two different people at times. Brings her down to the floor, and this doesn't look a good position. Shannon dangling on the ropes, and oh, and a big leg drop there. Almost acting like a guillotine, the bottom rope. And now to the top rope she goes, using the full range. Oh! Beautiful shooting star press from Brooke Versace. And Shannon, acting as though she was unfazed by it, springs back to her feet and takes her down. Shannon, of course, knows what it is to beat Laura Stables, and for that she deserves all the applause in the world. However, if she can't survive tonight, then I guess, you know, it's back to the drawing board, and we haven't seen much of Shannon since she lost the women's championship. And maybe this is a big reason why, as she has been struggling to get results. And look at that, just a cheap kick to the back there from Brooke Versace. Shannon did not take kindly to it, and now Shannon going to make her pay. We've seen this before, showing off the strength with the huge stalling suplex. Takes her down with authority. And now Shannon looking to get rid of Brooke, but Brooke back to her feet. And now Brooke playing to the crowd here. Not that the crowd are responding very well to it. Big clothesline. And another big clothesline. Irish whip to the corner. Oh, no. Well scouted there by Shannon. Oh, but well dodged out of harm's way by Versace. And she lands a nice kick to the head as well. Shannon disoriented, but not for long enough for Brooke to do anything about it now. Shannon to the opposite rope. Oh, and a big shoulder tackle. And now Shannon looking to put this one away. If she can find a finishing touch. What's she thinking? Look at this. Thinking maybe another stalling suplex, but Brooke had it well scouted. Brooke gets behind. And now Shannon, oh look at that, she just stares at her. Shannon almost unfazed by anything that Brooke is throwing at her. Oh God! What a move by Shannon Austin, who is in control of things right now. And now Shannon flying in with the clotheslines, and one more for good measure. Backed into the corner now is Brooke, and that's not a good place to be. Brooke is really on the receiving end of things here tonight. Shannon Austin completely dominating proceedings. Try to get up to the top with her, maybe thinking superplex, countered, and into a snap suplex. Oh, but wait a minute, she's not done there. A second one as well, very nicely done. Looking for the triple threat. This time a fisherman, and she can hook the leg, but she can't get away from the ropes enough to do it, to get the count. What a match to start off tonight's show. Remember, the winner joins Brooke Danger, and the winner of next week's match in the captaincy matchup. And the men's equivalent will be having after William Hale, the only participant we actually know who's in that match. And we will see who he'll be up against, fighting for captaincy. Back in the ring now. Oh, Brooke caught her off guard there as she re-enters the ring. And that could be Shannon's downfall. Drills her head straight down into the apron. And Brooke Versace gets the job done. That vicious leg drop DDT. Brooke Versace walks out the winner here tonight. And hold on, what are these two doing? Albright. Oh, no, 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 no. Why is it always the damn chair? The ref pleading with Versace not to do this. Oh, look at this. Well, how exactly is she supposed to be the team captain of the brand if everybody on it is attacked by her? How is this going to benefit anybody in the long run? Look at this. An all-out assault on Shannon Austin now, and now Catherine Albright having a go as well, and goodness me. Why? How do they benefit from doing this? Well, Brooke Versace is going to the triple threat at Christmas Clash, but something tells me she's not going to be very cooperative as a captain. I don't know what the game plan is here, but I guess we'll find out as time goes on. It's time to move on down the rest of the card. With Versace and the Hives continuing to make enemies here in this brand, even those who show her respect still end up in the same position as everyone else. More qualifying up next as William Hale attempts to get himself captaincy. Last week we saw Trevor Jackson and Wilson Woodward go to battle, and a rather surprising result as Wilson Woodward was able to get the job done, and he will be fighting for team captaincy at the Christmas Clash pay-per-view. William Hale last week, on the other hand, attempted to take on, in a hardcore match, King Sam. And remember, in that match, the ring apron was removed and did a significant bit more damage, where King Sam did a very vicious pile driver. And I don't know if Hale's going to still be feeling the effects of that one, but he does seem to be okay. He's had a week to rest. He seems to be medically cleared. But for William Hale, he's had a lot of opportunities, particularly recently. He can't afford to let many more slip. That is to say the very least. Wait a minute. I just realized what music this is. Oh my God! The Danger family! They're out here! We haven't seen the Dangers pretty much since Max lost the title. Max Danger, the two-time World Heavyweight Champion Chris Danger, a WWE legend, as well as several other promotions around the world. What on earth? Oh, I did not expect to see these two tonight, but I guess if you're looking for a team captain of Fight Night, you want the best that's been on the brand for quite some time. And I guess Max has definitely been up there. If it is Max, if not Chris. Always looking for an excuse to get a few extra shots in the ring. And it looks like it is going to be Max Danger that is stepping up to William Hale tonight. And the bell rings now, and we're on the way. Max Danger the two-time World Heavyweight Champion, looking to qualify for the team captaincy of Fight Night. If you remember, this time last year, back at Mind Games, Max Danger was the fourth member, the last member to join the Fight Night team, help out Fight Night. I believe Fight Night went on to win that match. I may be mistaken off the top of my head. This year looking to be the team captain, and again, not many people who will be better suited to that. Look at Hale leaving the ring. He doesn't know what to do. He knows who he's stepping in the ring with. He's no stranger. Max Danger, like I say, a two-time World Heavyweight Champion, part of the Survivor Series team, Mr. Money in the Bank. The first ever Mr. Money in the Bank. He knows his way around the ring, and Hale knows, as a smart fighter that he is, that this isn't going to be an easy task. William Hale, the reason he's such a smart fighter, he's a brilliant technical wrestler, we've seen it, but we see there, just taking the time to think things through. He doesn't rush into things, he takes the slow, methodical approach, and he just likes to slow people down, wear them down on the floor when he gets the opportunity. But right now, trying to match Max for his speed, that isn't going to get you anywhere. The natural cruiserweight flying in there, and now look at this, getting in behind, and oh, big knee lift to the gut. Max Danger right now kind of being caught off guard here. I don't think he was expecting William Hale to quite get off to the start that he has done. But again, like I say, William Hale just took that minute to go outside to think things through, and that's exactly what Hale does. Hale's a smart fighter for that reason. And Hale's such a brilliant technical wrestler as well. Very skilled in the art of submission wrestling. And also just the wearing down of opponents. That seems to be his speciality. Hasn't always found a winning ingredient though, and that usually tends to be the problem. However, he has been of course, William Hale will remember last year was one of the first transferees, the first trades from Mayhem to Fight Night, and he has a lot to be thankful for. Oh, there's the knee! The execution knee from William Hale, cover on Danger. And I think that was just shy of a 2 count. Now what's Hale going to do? Hale has something else in mind, as well as the knee. Oh, look at this, guillotine! Oh, but I think Max fell onto the rope though, hooked the arm. Very nicely done by Max. But Max now in trouble, he's going to go for the cover out of the guillotine. Is this enough to get it done? Prompt 2 count. Max gets the shoulder up. And that's what happens when you spend so little time out of the ring. William Hale, of course, only fighting last week, and he seems to have rested and shaken off the effects of that apron pile driver. So it seems, interestingly enough, that he is okay, but right now he's in control. But can Max find a way to put this one away? Oh, maybe thinking taste of danger there, but not to be. Instead, now Max trying to stay on the prowl. William Hale has had a fantastic start to this match. Max Danger really hasn't even been able to touch him so far. And William Hale, I'm sure, like I say, team captaincy could be a huge step. Remember, last year, team captains were offered title matches for the world title and for various other titles as well across the year. So team captaincy helps, as well as being on the team. Went for the running knee, but again Hale had it scouted. And this is what I'm saying, how so good at reading his opponent's movements and tactics and knowing exactly what they're going to do and when they're going to do it. If he locks in that guillotine one more time, it could be lights out. I think he, when attempting there, went in for the strike, but Max had it well read. Max Danger, like I say, no stranger. There's a Survivor Series team. There's a big knee. And into the cover he goes. Max Danger, hook of the leg, trying to wrap this one up. 2 count. Max, like I say, has spent a long time away from the ring. He hasn't looked mighty impressive tonight, to be honest. But he is a danger. And the one thing that the Danger family does very well, better than anyone in fact, is stay alive. They know how to win wrestling matches. It's almost in their DNA. And look at Chris cheering him on from the outside. Now Max looking for a finishing touch. Looking for the family. Move there. Taste of danger. And Chris goes wild as Max drills him in the jaw and qualifies. The former two-time world champion Max Danger will join Wilson Woodward and one other next week to potentially become the captain of Team Fight Night. And I wonder why he's doing this. Usually he doesn't give a damn about the brand. He doesn't care for anyone but himself. But it looks like all of a sudden he seems invested in the idea of being team captain. Psyching himself up there with his dad, as you could see, who was looking mighty proud on the outside as he was executing some of his best moves. But Max Danger is now in the running to become the Fight Night team captain. And as much as I don't think you're going to get many better choices, it really is curious to see how someone who's always thought about himself is now thinking about what's best for the brand. But I guess we'll see where that ends up. He might not even become team captain. We'll see what happens at Christmas Clash. But it's time to move on down the rest of the card. A hardcore match for the hardcore title, and we already know the opponent. It was announced a few days ago on Twitter that Robert Hall will be answering the call. Of course, Robert Hall, not a Fight Night superstar, but he is over here for one night. Robert Hall's had a bit of a change of attitude recently. Not many have approved of. But to be honest, I don't think he particularly cares. Ever since turning up at the last pay-per-view of Sin City Showdown and ruining the Money in the Bank cash-in, Robert Hall has had a completely different attitude and a different look on life, it seems. And as much as Franco Ricci is calling him out over Revolution, I don't think, again, he's particularly interested. He doesn't seem to be answering the call. No interest in responding. I guess Robert Hall thinks he's above him. However, Robert Hall did ignore him completely and then issue a hardcore match against King Sam. King Sam, of course, came out last week and said that he's going to make this hardcore title a bit more extreme. And so tonight, Robert Hall says, if you want extreme, you ain't going to get any more extreme than me. And so I'm coming out to answer. As far as I can see, everything looks normal. The ring apron is not exposed. None of the padding is missing. It all looks pretty normal out there. So perhaps Sam just taking the traditional road here with the title. I don't know. Playing it safe tonight, I am not sure. Robert Hall has looked like a threat in the last couple of weeks. However, he doesn't seem always bothered with the result, Robert Hall. So perhaps that could play a pivotal part in how this one turns out. To be honest, I don't know. But tonight, it is the champion who makes his way down to the ring for another defense. Not many people have defended it twice. In fact, I'm not sure anyone has defended the Hardcore Championship twice yet. I may be mistaken on that front. But King Sam, so far, probably one of the longest reigning Hardcore Champions outside of maybe AD Nathaniel, who had it for a few weeks. The reason he's been able to hold it for so long is because, again, he can't be jumped backstage because he's always got David, Steven, and the world champion Alex by his side. And he knows that. Look, you can see it on his face. He knows that he always has protection. But that's why he likes to do his business in the ring. But he did come out and say he's not hiding. He doesn't want people to think he can't take the title because he wants them to try. He's daring people to come and take the championship from him in these hardcore matches. He just wants them to be extreme if they're going to be the ones to take him. But the former three-time world champion here in WIW once again fights and defends his hardcore championship here on Fight Night. It looks to be normal circumstances. The Hardcore Championship, like I say, back on the line. And King Sam proving with this open challenger that he doesn't care who answers the call, as long as someone is ready to step up and face the hardcore conditions that King Sam is imposing on this Hardcore Championship reign. The bell rings, and away we go. And King Sam going to fly straight in there with a big knee to kick off proceedings. And Robert Hall, I figured, would be the one to fly in quick. Of course, King Sam, you can't afford to let him have momentum. He's a very dangerous competitor, as he's proven by the fact he's a 3-time world champion. 2 of those, I believe, 2 of those world championships, he won on a brand that he weren't even a part of. So it's interesting to see that King Sam taking the hardcore title so seriously, but it proves that it can be a brilliant title to have. A jump start for many people it's proven to be. You'll remember Dixon used it as a platform to go fight for the world title at one point. You'll also remember that it's helped the likes of SDC finally get what he wanted, even though that didn't end in his favor. Cover here off the Northern Lights. Kick out by Sam. Kick out by Hall, excuse me. For King Sam, I guess just using it to be, back on the map. And the reason is because, to be honest, King Sam kind of has faded away in that respect. The King Sam of the Wolfpack, even though winning the war against the Danger family, essentially, it hasn't quite worked out as well as they thought. I mean, Alex Wilson, yes, is still the world champion, but it's not exactly been glamorous for life in the Wolfpack. Haven't been able to secure themselves another another tag team title shot, because the tag team division is getting increasingly more difficult to compete in, and they've struggled to get back in there. However, they have held the title for a long time. Maybe they are just taking a breather, who knows, but it hasn't been great for them. As for King Sam, he's hardly had anything to do since becoming the hardcore champion, and now using his hardcore title to his advantage. Looking for weapons here on the outside, and it looks like a ladder is coming into play here, and going to use it to full effect. And Robert Hall now with a ladder, bringing out the big weapons already here in this matchup. And King Sam ran right into that one. And now Robert Hall, what's he thinking here? Has the ladder set up. I don't know what exactly he intends to do with it, but he slams down King Sam right now. But Sam straight back to his feet here, and Sam now on the prowl, and oh god, I don't like how that ladder is set up. That looks extremely dangerous, the way it's positioned. And Sam taken down. Robert Hall backing up towards the ladder. He clearly has some kind of intention. King Sam, though, has it scouted. Oh, God, cutter. And now King Sam trying to wear down Hall. There's the knee again. And now King Sam, what's he thinking? Sam is climbing the ladder. Oh, God, Sam. All the way to the top. He's waiting for Hall to get up. King Sam from the top of the ladder. And I don't think Hall's realised it yet. This is not safe. Look how close the barricade is. Drop kick from the top of the ladder. What a showing there from King Sam. And it doesn't look like he's done. Back to the top again. Oh, God. King Sam really is not slowing down in these hardcore challenges. This time a double axe handle. Well, that ladder coming in more effectively, more ways than one. King Sam now, big strike. Now what's Sam thinking here? Look at this. Oh, and a massive brainbuster. Sam just trying to wear down the head, perhaps for landing that pile driver again. I believe, if I remember correctly, he told me it was called to the death. And that's quite an abrupt way abrupt thing to call it. King Sam right now, battling strong. But, Robert Hall really is bringing the fight to him. Remember, this is Falls Count Anywhere, and Robert Hall going to take that into action now. I can't see where the referee is. The referee is making a count. The referee is here now, into the cover, and that might have affected the count, and it did. King Sam in a bad way. Robert Hall all of a sudden getting a full head of steam in this match. King Sam now proceedings back in the ring. And oh my God, King Sam has exposed the apron. The concrete on the outside. Oh, God, now what is he doing? Oh, my God, Sam, no. No. This isn't going to end the way you want it to. Oh, he's got it. Elbow drop connects from Sam. And how on earth has he managed to get that one done? But King Sam has evil intentions. Right now, you can see it in his eyes. King Sam backs him into the corner here. Now what's Sam doing? Look at this. Sam. Oh, very nicely done. Inverted DDT. Sam has exposed the apron, and I don't like where that could lead. King Sam right now, though, just dealing the damage to Robert Hall, because Robert Hall has been in control for parts of this, but both of them using the ladder in different ways. Groggy near the ropes, and I don't like where this is going one bit. King Sam, oh God, trying to toss him out there. Oh, he holds on. Oh, but wait a minute, no. Oh, no, Sam. No. No, Sam, don't. Oh! Apron pile driver to the exposed concrete. That is seriously gonna do some damage. Hook on the leg, and King Sam might have just killed a man. Unbelievable. Last week I thought was bad enough on the wooden apron. This week onto exposed concrete, removing the padding on the outside, the little snow decoration that we have, and he's just pile drived Robert Hall on top of it. Jesus Christ! Thank God we didn't see a replay of that. That was brutal. Well, I think Franco, the Madman Ricci, was probably watching on, loving every second of that. Goodness me, that is horrible. I think Robert Hall is going to have some serious brain damage after that. Huge impact on the apron pile driver. And as a result, King Sam retains the hardcore title. Well, whoever is next, be careful, because King Sam is taking this hardcore title to a whole new level here, and it doesn't look like he seems to be slowing down. Let's move on down the rest of the card. Next up, action from Connors and Austin, who keep being put together despite the fact there's clearly some underlying tension here. Remember, in 2 weeks' time, they will be going to Christmas Clash to face against each other and Big Willie for the television championship. And I'm telling you now that they are going to really struggle to keep the title off of Big Willie if they are on an undivided front when they get to pay-per-view. They know that. They know that they're going to have to work together, or surely they have some kind of plan, but tensions have been riding high between the two, and as you can see, not even many smiles but on the faces of them anymore. They still look confident as they're put into tag team action. They lost to the Cottrells last week after beating them the week before. Tonight they've been promised different opponents, but they are still here working together despite the fact there's clearly some issues between the two. But like I say, it was their combined effort, combined and strength that helped them win the title in the first place. They cannot afford to lose that bond, because if they do, I don't favor their chances against Big Willie, not for a second. But Connors and Austin, of course, they both just want to be champion. They don't care how they get it done. Perhaps that'll influence the decision. Next up, the Death Ninjas, who, of course, last week tried to get one up on Bolton and Hart and try and get themselves back in the tag title picture. Couldn't do that, of course. And now tonight they'll be looking to find other means of showing how good of a tag team they are. And Harry Austin will be colliding against Ryan Austin. The Austin brothers colliding in tag team action. And that's a very rare sight. But Def Lordicus and Harry try to make it clear they deserve some redemption for everything that went down. Unfortunately, they just haven't been able to earn it in the eyes of the GM just yet. So this match is going to get underway. Interesting. Uh-oh. I was about to say, it's interesting that Ryan started, but looks like Ryan's not going to start, and Collins has told him to go sit on the sideline. And I don't remember that going so well for Connors last time out. If I remember correctly, Ryan wasn't tagged, and then because of that, Ryan didn't come to his rescue, and as a result, they went on to lose that match. So interesting stuff here between these two. The fact that they don't seem to want to work together here is very, very interesting. And they've not been very cooperable, but remember the success they had when they were. Think back to when they beat the Cottrells. They were holding on for dear life. They were losing that, and then they pulled the strategies out of their bag. And then, of course, they did go on to win that match, but there was a cheap shot from Connors on Ryan, and then that set things in motion. Whether he meant to do that cheap shot or not, it has started the conflict between the two. For Ryan and Connors, who was on the same page just a few weeks ago, when they did the unthinkable, they beat Big Willie, they pinned Big Willie. The first two to ever do that in tag team competition, not in tag team competition, in television championship competition. Now look at this, these two doing some tag team work here. Very nicely done. Some great tag team work, and now it's Austin versus Austin. If you wonder where you've seen this before, you think back to the Royal Rumble, where these two both started the match. It was Harry at number 1, and I believe it was Ryan at number 2. Or it could have been 1 and 3, or something like that. But I know they were both in the start, and I know that they were both the first 2 people eliminated in that match. And I believe it was both the linebacks that got those eliminations. So an interesting bit of knowledge for you there. Tag made again. Back in comes Connors. And all of a sudden, these two once again on the same page here. Great teamwork. And Lordicus told to get out the ring there, not being allowed to intervene. And this is what I'm talking about. When Connors and Austin are on the same page, they look pretty much unbeatable as a tag team at times. They proved it against Big Willie. They proved it against the Cottrells, even though they didn't last week. The Cottrells have looked mighty impressive over the last couple of weeks. Even the loss, I think they look more impressive in the loss than they did in the win. Def Lordicus tagged in now. Ryan for trying to maybe make a tag again. Def Lordicus did not let it happen, and now the tag team work from the Def Ninjas. Going to come in on full display. Big drop kick to the face. Now Ryan calling for the tag. Connors maybe thought about it, didn't get the chance. Northern Lights. And Harry and Def Lordicus, the most unique tag team in all of WIW. Unfortunately, their uniqueness hasn't led to a title victory as of yet, but they're hoping. They know that they can. And now look at this tag team combination again. And Harry defenseless as he's being held down. And I see that the plan is to isolate Harry here. There's been questions in the past of whether or not Harry is capable of handling himself, doing things on his own accord, but he's been a pivotal part of this Def Ninjas team, and he's proven he can get the job done on occasion. And he picks and chooses his battles, which is exactly why he tags out here and no longer stands up to his older brother. Went for a drop kick as he came in, misses, but now connects. Ryan, the super athlete, as he refers to himself, believes himself to be the peak of physical human conditioning, believes himself to be a top-tier star. Of course, you remember back all the way to Resurrection Season 1, and he was the first ever challenger for the World Heavyweight Championship. Oh my god, look at this. And now a role reversal there on the Hurricane Rana powerbomb. And now Harry going to go to the top and show why they call him the Flying Ninja. Look, going to the top. Oh, and he wants him up. Ryan in a bad spot here. Looking to fly. Oh, and Harry overshot it. Harry overshoots the leap. And that was a big mistake. Going to try and get himself out of there now. Harry clearly is not with it tonight. It's not going his way right now. Ryan sends him to the other corner. Connors distracting the referee there, and I wonder what was going on there. Tag is made. Again, back in comes Connors. And these two are doing fantastic right now. These two are showing teamwork at its finest. Considering a bit of hesitation to start with, these two starting to get back on the same page perhaps. Last week there was no tags at all. This week, clean, frequent tag team work between the two. Harry sizing up the target there, but he took a bit too long, and he's made to pay for it. Very nice Death Valley driver. And Connor's the television champion, feeling confident right now as he lines Harry up for a finish potentially. Oh, big strike. Huge punch to the jaw by Connors into the cover, but Deflordicus is there quickly to break it up. And now look at this. Oh, gets rid of one, but he couldn't shake the other. Ryan there with a rebound Michinoku driver. And now Harry has been given a lifeline by his partner. Can he use that lifeline to fight back here? Harry is hurt. You can see him holding his chest. But right now he can't seem to do anything against Connors and Austin. Liam Connors now to the corner once again. And a tag made once again. And straight back to this move. It's proven to be effective. So if it isn't broke, try it again. No need to change if it's working. Pele kick to the head. We've seen how lethal that is. Deflordicus is down. And I think Harry could be out of it there on the Pele kick. Into the cover. Is that going to get it done? No! Whoa! I did not see that one coming. I thought that was it. But if that isn't it, this could be. Harry can't afford to let this connect. Punt, kick by the super athlete. And no brotherly love there as he almost takes his head off. But once again, Deflordicus to the rescue. And Ryan and Connor's going to chase him away. Well, this is more like the Connors and Austin that we have seen for the last couple of months. Oh, Harry sprung up to his feet there. Catches Ryan off guard. And he sends him flying. Beautiful work there. Very nicely done by Harry to spring back to his feet. Not going to stay down, refusing to give in here. Harry now, standing moonsault. And all of a sudden, Harry turning the tide. Went for a drop kick, misses. Ryan trying to latch back onto him, couldn't. And Harry Austin really bringing it to Ryan Austin right now. And Ryan rising. Oh, tried to tag out in a losing situation, couldn't. And Harry capitalized. Now Harry to the corner, maybe trying to set up for the skyscraper elbow drop. He could only carry him so far. Is he going to tag out? He does. Ryan needing the tag, but he's turned away. Did you see that? Was facing Connors' corner. It was a direct crawl, but he declined. He didn't want to make the tag. And I think he was thinking split-legged moonsault there. Instead, missed, and into the Pele kick on the missed clothesline. And now all of a sudden in a bad spot. Here as he wears down the legs. Ryan, no stranger to submission work. Of course, he favors the kick, the punt kick. And perhaps maybe go back to a very old one of his, known as the Billy Goat's Curse. There's a beautiful Northern Lights. What a perfect bridge as well. Decided not to go for the cover though. And now look at this. Deflordicus hyping up the crowd. The thing that we don't even know what he is. Hyping himself up. Starting to bring this fight back for the Def Ninjas. Ryan, though, not letting that happen. Not letting the upper hand go back to them. And now look at this. Big strike to the jaw. What's Deflordicus thinking here? Has himself up on the ropes. Perhaps he's going 619. Nope, just pressing the knee onto the back. Applying more damage. Whoa! And Ryan just deciding he's going to teleport out of harm's way. That's one way to get it done. Needing the tag. This time he takes it. Well, a wise decision too. In comes Connors. The television champion now. Can he show what he can do? What a strike. That brought him straight down to his knee. Oh, and he follows through with another one. And a big kick as well. Connors really has improved his punching power in the transition to 2K19. The new television champion really is stepping up to the plate. Harry calling for the tag. Getting out. There is Deflordicus, and now these two on the outside. And both these teams refusing to give in. Connors and Austin been dominating. They refuse to lose control. Whereas the other team, the Def Ninjas, just refusing to stay down. Refusing to accept the count. Just staying in the fight for as long as possible. In a bad spot here, though. Tossed away by Connors. And now Harry coming to make the save. Oh no. Is Harry making the save? Yes, he is. Harry now making the save. Connors didn't appreciate, throws him in. And Connors gets thrown in as well. Well, the Deaf Ninjas working together there, keeping themselves alive. Oh! Mandible Claw! Mandible Claw! Whoa, that came out of nowhere. And Ryan had to break that one up. Luckily, Ryan got up when he did. But Harry Austin and Def Lordicus keeping each other in this. Is he out cold, though, from the claw? No, he's not. Def Lordicus taken out of harm's way there as well by Ryan, I believe, or maybe he got knocked down on the kick out. Now Ryan not going to be there for the tag as much as Connors needs one. Right, Harry though, look at this. Ryan might have made a big mistake there by getting distracted because now Harry, 619. Look at this, Ryan still hasn't even paid attention. Frog splash, Ryan's taken out. They've got this. He's going to get a win. He's going to beat the champion. Harry into the cover. He got him. Huge mistake. Huge mistake from Connors and Austin. And they lose it. Look at Connors' face. He can't believe it. And Ryan, who's only just got back to his feet, now realizing, but that was really his fault. Surely he knows that's his fault. But look at these two now arguing again. They're clearly not on the same page anymore. And Ryan walks away, almost to say as if it was Connor's fault. These two clearly not on the same page anymore. That is for sure. Main event of the evening, and I'm not sure how this one's gonna go. I have a feeling I know how it's gonna go, but I'm not sure that Bruiser Brad has particularly thought this through. It is Jake Griffiths, the #1 contender once again for the World Heavyweight Championship tonight. Should Bruiser Brad beat him in this main event matchup, then the match will become a triple threat at the Christmas Clash pay-per-view. Jake Griffiths out here first, already secured his place for a rematch with the World Heavyweight Champion Alex Wilson right before Mind Games. And remember, of course, at Mind Games and during the Mind Games month, no titles have to be put on the line, meaning whoever is the champion walking into Mind Games gets themselves a 3 reign as champion for the month, or at least 2 months, realistically. They could defend after, and there is no rule against the GM booking during as well. But there's a big opportunity to have a free run at being champion coming into Mind Games, and Jake Griffiths knows that. He's thought all this through, but this psycho bunny, I guess, has thought this through. The year of the Burrow has extended to almost 2 years of the Burrow now. The 2-time Cruiserweight champion looking to extend his stay at the top of the mountain even longer. And tonight, even though it's a noticeable size mismatch and height and weight and reach probably as well, Jake Griffiths, I'm sure, will favour his chances against a very much injured Bruiser Brad. And Bruiser Brad, speaking of, what kind of condition is he going to be in here tonight when he steps into the ring. He clearly is not healthy. He's covered in bandages, as you see, wearing a mask as protection. He's okay to wrestle in that. It doesn't give him an advantage, says the medical doctors. It's just to keep his nose in place, because apparently it broke. And Bruiser Brad is now making his... Oh, wait, no! From behind! I didn't see him there in the shadows! Trevor Jackson! Now add Trevor Jackson to the list of people ambushing Bruiser Brad. What is this all about? Just a relentless ambush on the big man. Every single night on fight night, he's getting ambushed, and I have no idea why. But look at him, he is in no fit condition. And this match is not going to start. The referee's already called for the bell. It looks like Bruiser Brad once again, due to ambush, is going to miss out on yet another world title opportunity. And I'm sure the general manager was afraid of this exact thing. Bruiser Brad didn't want to listen. He didn't want anything to do with it. And now Bruiser Brad is paying the price for choosing to ignore the words of his former coach. Oh wait, look at this! Back in the ring! Wilson, the World Heavyweight Champion, going after the #1 contender. Well, he's been asking for that, hasn't he? Karma is a bitch, and he is finding that out the hard way. Alex Wilson, the World Champion, about to lay waste. Flip over DDT, planting the #1 contender down. And look at the celebration from Wilson. Meanwhile, on the ramp, Bruiser Brad still not in any better condition. Oh! Right on the nose. Spinning heel kick. And Trevor Jackson wipes him out. Meanwhile, the wipeout of the #1 contender continues. Face buster. And Alex Wilson sends a message to the #1 contender that he beat him once, and then he'll beat him again when we get to pay-per-view. Not quite the main event we were expecting, but an explosive one nonetheless. And that is where we're going to end tonight's show. I hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to leave a like if you did. Comment your thoughts and feelings on tonight's show. Subscribe to the channel if you are new, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.